Still no sign on the verdict on PSR with Nottingham Forest. But what has caused this delay? Welcome to your Forest News. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your Forest News and match preview for Sheffield versus Nottingham Forest. Coming up in the video, we'll tell you the latest on the PSR. Why is the delay? Conspiracy time? Maybe. We'll take you through my predicted lineup for Forest. Well, should I say what I think I would go with? What I think Nuno will go with? And if we get time, we'll talk about the scummy Sheffield as well. And don't forget, we've got a packed out day for you guys of content. At 6:30, we've got Grumpy Old Reds previewing Sheffield versus Forest. And then tonight at 10 to 8, it's Luton against Everton. Yes, we are doing a watch along. When did I ever think in my life I would be doing watch alongs for Luton games? Anyway, we are where we are. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And you guys are really going after these football prizes tickets. So if you want to grab your signed Forest shirt, signed by the whole squad, with an instant win of the home shirt as well, with ticket number 100, which I believe still has not been claimed, make sure you go check the link out. It's pinned in the comments down below. Okay, let's jump into the news. So, no PSR results came out yesterday, and Sky have come out and said, and it's that bloody idiot Rob Dawson, whatever his name is, who's come out and said that he thinks now it will be next week. And this is starting to stink of, I'm not going to say corruption yet, but similarities of what they did last time. When Forest first got announced their points, everyone was saying, oh, it was going to be today, it was going to be today. And we told you guys that it wouldn't be until next week because we had some info on that. But I'll keep being honest with you guys. I got no info on this one at all. But the rumours and the speculation has started. Why? Because a lot of people are thinking, and I can understand why, they're waiting to see how it goes between Luton and Everton tonight, and then Sheffield and Forest tomorrow night, and you could chuck in Burnley and Newcastle before they decide, before they dictate, before Sky allows them to decide if this relegation fight is over or not. I'll be honest with you, I like the next conspiracy as much as the next man, but I don't buy into this one because it's an independent panel. And the rules and the stipulation of this independent panel are that they have until, I believe, the mid-May, at least. Originally, they had until like the 23rd of May to release their findings and their results. So there's no real set rule. A lot of people are sticking to the 7-day after the hearing rule, which wasn't even enforced anyway in Forest's original hearing on the PSR stuff. So, will I change my mind if we get no points back and maybe Luton fluke a win or something like that? Yeah, probably. But we'll save that for another day. But just thought it was important to give you guys that update. So, no results and don't expect them until next week. Once they've seen the Forest and Luton results. I'm joking. Okay, so let's get into the match preview and let's talk about firstly injuries. As we told you yesterday, Bolly and Murillo are expected to be back, and this was confirmed in Nuno's presser yesterday afternoon as well. And as we told you yesterday, see, the information we give you guys is sourced, that Taiwo is very close and is nip and tuck for the game, which to me basically sounds like what we said yesterday is he will end up on the bench. Nico Williams is out, but no word on Dominguez yet, and I haven't got any more information to give you on him. So those are the main ones that we're missing out on. And the real question at the moment in the fan base is, should we continue with the back three that we did against Man City, or do we revert against crappy Sheffield to a back four? What do you guys want? Let me know in the comments down below. Just put a 3 if you want the back 3, or a 4 if you want the back 4. What I'm going to do is show you both options, and then I'll tell you which one I prefer. And then we'll have the debate as we always do on this channel. So let me refresh your memories. This is what Nuno went with last week against Man City. And yes, we lost, but the performance I thought was pretty solid. So for sure, we know Nico Williams is going to come out. And if Nuno goes with the back 5 or 3, whatever way it is, you'll probably see Montiel coming in. Now, I thought Montiel was quite decent, but he does have another alternative, which is to put Einar across onto the right-hand side and then bring Tavares in or Tuffalo as the left-sided player. Because Einar naturally is a right-sided player. When he plays international, he plays right mid as well for Nigeria. So those are the options he has. And then that midfield two of Danilo and Morgan Gibbs-White, I don't think it was strong enough against Man City, but against Sheffield, I mean, you could put Crypto and Ez on there and it probably would be strong enough. So I don't think you're going to see too many changes in terms of the attacking setup unless there's any late injuries or anything like that. So if he goes with this back three, he has to then play Morgan Gibbs-White in the centre of midfield. You may even see like a mini diamond happen here between the four players, whichever fullbacks he goes with. And this almost turns into a 3-4-3 diamond shape, which again, I wouldn't like because I just don't think there's enough bodies in there to maintain it. Personally, what I would do, I would go with the back four. I don't think you need the extra defender unless you're going to release Murillo out and play him as like a sweeper centre back. That for me could work. But what I personally would do, and this would be my choice, would be to go Einar left back. I'd probably drop Niakate. I'd go Murillo and Bolly across the two in the middle. I'm dropping Danilo. I don't think he's been playing that well lately. And then I'm going to go back to the 4-2-3-1. So I'll probably bring Montiel in at right back. I'm going to play Morgan Gibbs-White in the 8. And I'm going to pair him up. If Dominguez is fit, he goes in. If not, I think this game's fine for a Sangare. I think Sangare would hold his own there. And then I'm going to put Reina in the 10. I'll leave Chris Wood up front because he scores against crappy teams. And then I would go Hudson-Odoi and Elanga. And that would be my choice. Yes, you could argue Sangare hasn't been good enough. Brucey, if you're watching this, I've done this just to annoy you. But against Sheffield, a championship level team, he should be fine. He should be fine. And what Sheffield will struggle with is pace against their back three, which we'll come on to in a second, which will be a back five. And Elanga potentially coming up against Forest Old Boy and Hudson-Odoi coming up against Forest Old Boy on that side. They should have a field day with that. And I just think that looks balanced. I like the idea of Morgan Gibbs-White pulling the string, dropping him into the 8, allowing him against an inferior opposition to dictate the tempo. And let's remember, this is one of his ex-semi clubs, seeing that he was on loan with them. And again, thank you, Morgan, for missing that penalty. You've always been a red. You've always been a red. So I like the look of this team. I just think it shows more intent for wanting to win the match than going with a back three. Look, I would then go with the back three against Chelsea, spoiler alert, come next week. And they seem to have suddenly decided to find some form, typical. But what do you guys think of this team? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so let's have a look at the Sheffield FC team, and boy, what a bunch of raggy dolls they are. And there's a lot of Forest ex-boys in there, or Forest rejects, depending on your perspective of it. Obviously, Brereton Diaz is there on loan. You got Osborne, Robinson, you got Anal. Like that one game, man. Can anyone remember that one game? Let me know in the comments down below. And then you got the rest of the misfits. Now, they did buy a keeper in called Garbage in the January transfer window, and he lived up to his name. He was utter garbage. So they've brought in Fotheringham, who is pants as well, but needs a must. And they're all impressed suddenly with his form, even though he's leaking about 4 goals in per game. Look, from the players, joking aside, that I do think are decent, as I said to Jimmy. By the way, if you didn't check the whole Jimmy stream yesterday, I'll leave it for you on the end screen. There was a lot of banter on there. If you don't like bickering, probably not for you. But anyway, I like this Master Blaster guy in the middle. He's okay. They're bigging him up like he's the next Maradona. He's just about, for me, a Premier League relegation side team, something like that. So he's actually probably right for Sheffield. Hamer, the one they got from Coventry, who scored against Forest at the City Ground. He's had an okay-ish season in comparison to obviously where Sheffield are. And then they've got Archer up front because I believe McBurney is out injured. And Archer is the one they've loaned out from Villa that they have have to give back to Villa if they get relegated. Well, guess what? They've got their R by their name already. And that for me is a very sensitive point, because I had done the maths all season long, and I just felt that come this game, Sheffield wouldn't have been crap enough that they could just hold out 3 games to go. And we could put that R by the name. We'd have knocked them out the playoffs, destroyed their dreams when we got promoted, and then put the final nail in the coffin on their way back down. But alas, there is still things we can do to them. They've conceded 97 goals this season. If Forest can score 3, that's the big 100 for them. And I'll take that as well. If we can score, I think they're on 64 on their goal difference. The record is held by Derby at -69. So if Forest can get themselves 6 goals, then they'll break that record too as well. There's plenty of things. But putting aside all my hatred for Sheffield, the important thing right now is the 3 points. With Forest maybe potentially, who knows, getting 1 point back as well. And if tonight, Everton, my Blue brothers, my PSR brothers, if you can do us a massive favour and don't go on the beach until Saturday. No one goes to the beach on a Friday. Saturday is beach day. You guys, focus tonight. Make sure you beat Luton. If Forest can then do the business against Sheffield, that will give us a 4-point cushion over Luton, with potentially 1 point coming back, which gives us a 5-point gap. And then that leaves us with 2 games to play, 6 points up for grabs. That means we need 1 from 6. But this is Forest. This is Forest. And of course, Burnley have Newcastle this weekend. They are at home, but Newcastle are fighting for Europe. So hopefully, my Toon brothers, you can sort us out as well. My God, we're calling in some favours lately. So how do I feel this one's going to go? I think Sheffield are going to play it quite relaxed. I don't think they really care that much if they bring Forest down with them. As Jimmy admitted yesterday, secretly, they don't want Forest to go down. They would rather have Luton and Burnley in the Championship next season than have the might of Forest there, because they're trying to think ahead to what's best for them. So all this big man talk you're hearing from all the Sheffield fans is all BS in my opinion. And I don't think they'll fight that much. But it's down to Forest now. There, for me, is no more kicking the can down the road allowed. This, yes, Anthony, I'm talking to you, is a must-win game. If you can't beat bottom of the league, God only help us. But I bring you hope. Forest did the double over one team last season, which was Southampton, who finished bottom, who also play kind of in red and white stripes. Sign? Who knows? Forest win this one. Get the beachwear out. We are this close. Get your score predictions in down below. We'll be back at 6:30 for Grumpy Old Reds. There's going to be no predictor stream. There just isn't time to fit it in today. So make sure you get your results posted in there before the Everton game, of course. And then we got the watch along at 7:50 GMT time for those of you watching internationally tonight. If you've enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you're new. Oh, and my prediction. I'm going 3-1 Forest. 3-1, 3-0, or 3-2. I don't care. Just put the big 100 by their name. We'll see you at 6:30. Come on, you Reds.